Welcome to Pimpy's Investment Chat, where we keep investment talk simple. And here's your host, Pimpy.
What is going on out there, peeps? Okay, a couple of things I want to bring to your attention, as well as go over a couple comments. So let's go ahead and get started, shall we? Before we get started, do me a favor, hit the thumbs up button. If you're not a subscriber, please do so, because when you do, it helps out the channel, and I certainly do appreciate it. If you're thinking about buying gold and silver, head on over to our friends at Miles Franklin. The link will be down below in the description. When you make your purchase, make sure you use promo code Pimpy, P-I-M-P-Y, and they'll take care of you. If you have any additional questions, you can reach us over here at this phone number or over here at this particular email. For all orders over $10,000, reach out by email and we'll make sure that you get a great deal. So come on over to Miles Franklin and add to your precious metal inventory. First things first, I see this flying all over social media. Come on, guys. Seriously? I already spoke about this before. So we got Mel telling us, wow, see the 2 new countries listed? Yeah, we see them, Mel. What's your point? See how content creators have a way of misleading? So, yeah, the Vietnam Dong and the Iraqi dinar. We spoke about this before. When they put the fake numbers over here, it looks like they try to erase them here. But anyways, a couple of things about this particular picture. Not so much they just magically have white labels, or I should say off-white labels, but this is how you know this thing is faked. One, they couldn't figure out the right way to match the color in the background, so they left it with a slightly off-white in the background. Second of all, you guys, look at the fonts. The fonts don't match. So this is not on the same board. I'll show you what the real one looks like. Here you go. See that? That's what the real one looks like. So just be careful. Every time they post something, make sure you pay attention to stupid things like this. Wrong font styles, background's not the right color. I mean, all these fun-loving things that you should be looking for. So yeah, if it wasn't John Dowling posting his with the numbers in it, then you have Mel posting one without numbers in it. So just be careful. You guys start spreading that around going like, this means something. It doesn't mean anything. Also, I want to tell you guys to seriously come check out this video. I'll leave the link for it. It's free to do so. It's really important that you do. And go ahead and share with other people. I'm going to show you something real quick. Read here of what this video is about. See this? Because they took part of it. Not only did they take part of it, but they are now snitching on all the other countries that were involved. They have all the evidence of how it was done. They have everything. Everything. Biden wanted Conte replace. This is what they're replacing all these leaderships with. More pro-China. But forget that. Just go and see the video. I'll put the link down below in the description. It's free to do it. This is the video I'm talking about. Let's go ahead and get into your comments. In Pimpy, I trust. Praying for a respectful RV. I appreciate that. Yeah, look, I'm not greedy. I don't have to get super rich. But I had a person in the chat room saying, what is your personal feeling? I said, my personal feeling is they are going to take the zeros off. Do I want Iraq to take the zeros off? No. I would hope they would leave it on and then revalue it with a higher exchange rate. That's what I'm hoping for. Like you said, it's just all talk. I don't see the PM going back to Iraq to tell the citizens bad news after all the hype on his trip to the U.S. Well, whose hype is it? It's most likely content creators. They're the ones hyping everything up. No, they didn't go back with bad news. Al-Sadani was very, very, very busy while he was here. So there is a lot of good news. But it's just not the kind of news people were hoping for that hold on to the Iraqi dinar. With the real Kermit the Frog, please stand up. That is funny. Thank you. I just am hoping for anything reasonable next week. So here's the thing. Remember they were saying, oh, it's going to be January. Then it said it's going to be like February the 17th. Then it was like March the 19th. Then it was like April the 9th. And now there's a whole new May date. And I was like, oh, guys, come on. Every year they do this to you guys. Every year. And you guys fall for it. All we want to know is that they're doing everything they're supposed to get in the good graces of everybody else, to get back on track, no more sanctions, no more problems. They're allowed back on the international scene to start doing trade with no kind of embargoes, with no kind of sanctions. And then we just watch their economy boom as long as there is no more conflict. And we do something about those corrupt politicians. Because Iraq has a great opportunity, but they're not the only country. Zimbabwe is one of the richest nations in the world. And look at those poor people, man. All you can do is pray for the best and just sit back and let God do his work. Sudan called it at the end of his speech, Frank 26. So he called out Frank 26 at the end of his speech? Or did he call it a rate? Which speech are you talking about? Because there's multiple people that told me that Al-Sadani called out a rate at the end of the speech. What speech? Can anybody please leave down below the link to the speech? Or is it just one of those special things that content creators heard and the rest of us can't find that proof anywhere? They didn't bomb Iraq, Pimpy? Come on now. Pimpy, glass half full, half full. I hear you. The bottom line is no one knows what's going to happen until it does. We have clues to decipher if we put the work in and understand them, but all we can do is speculate. Thank you, Pimpy. You're very welcome. Well, this is a speculative investment. All you can do is just guess is right. But if you just take the experiences that we've seen in the past, and I'm not just talking about with Iraq, with other countries that redenominate, the ones that failed, the ones that were successful, why did they fail? How were the other ones successful? You can get an idea of what's going to happen with Iraq. Monday was the beginning of Passover. The big things happen on that date. They do. They always do. Spiritually. Re-upping it another year won't stop the RV. If anything, it will help protect it. I'm not sure what you mean by re-upping the RV. Iraq's in a pretty good position to protect their currency, but they really have to start getting the confidence back of the people, as well as establishing themselves in trade. Those would be big boosts. A great economy plus tons of reserves, in addition to a stable government, will all help protect the currency. Andrew, don't Iraq go cashless by July? I thought it was January they were supposed to go cashless. We know they attempted it. When all hell broke loose, the citizens were outside of the bank protesting. I told you, they do not like or trust the banks. I'm curious to see how they're going to try to be successful on going cashless. Number 2, if you really think your buddy Kyle isn't going to eventually see the light and buy a dinar, then I have a bridge to sell you. You think Kyle is going to buy a dinar? Well, he seems to be a pretty savvy guy, so let me make this assumption. If things line up the way they've been and he sees that Iraq is doing everything they're supposed to do, is there a possibility he'll buy the dinar? No, not at all. I don't think he will, but you never know. Maybe he will see the light. Next thing you know, we're doing shows together about the Iraqi dinar. Trust me, if he's hearing this right now, he's laughing, okay? I don't want my ear tickled anymore. Yeah, unfortunately, it's still happening out there, but if you don't want your ear tickled, come to the Grounded channel. You're listening to it right now. Where did Nathan go? I like to hear from him, brother. Big Nate. So, me and him used to stay in contact with one another through this one of these apps that we had on there. So I dropped and broke my phone, which is one and only time in my, God knows, 20 plus years of having a phone. Then right after that, my mother died. And a couple weeks later, then my sister died. Then about a month later, then my dog died. It was like, damn. Once my phone broke, I didn't have a way to get a hold of him. And then right after my phone broke, I wasn't focused on reaching out to anybody. I was trying to deal with the crap I was going through. Only a few people who are close to Sudani and their IT folks. You're talking about the exchange rate? I'm sure that the people that are supposed to be involved with deciding the exchange rate, I'm sure they have a range in mind. You know what I mean? They're like, we should do it somewhere between here and there. But we have heard him say publicly that he wants to change the exchange rate so that it'll cost you $1 for 1.32 Iraqi dinars. Now, the crazy thing and the selfish thing, by the way, from Iraqi dinar investors, making a change like that, redenominating and changing the exchange rate to its 76 cents per dinar. People are like, well, that's not going to make us rich. No, it's not. But why the hell would Iraq care about what you get? This is about Iraq and the Iraqi people. I just think it's funny to hear people who are invested in the Iraqi dinar going, that's not fair to us. We're not going to get millions. And who can you cry to about that? Who can you complain to? They don't care. It's not about you. It's about their country. I knew this war was going to get in our way. Well, surprisingly, it has not yet. I was expecting Iraq to be caught in a much more serious back and forth than they are. Well, this sure blows Militia Man's bullshit 1310 play out of the water. Yeah, I think it's funny because I reviewed a clip that people were asking me to, and in there he's trying to make excuses why it is that Iraq has been building all these projects with an exchange rate of 1,310 dinars. He was saying, oh, they're not doing it with the 1,310 dinar. They're doing it because they're dipping into the oil funds and the DFI, and that's how you know he doesn't know what he's talking about. The funds that come from oil sales go into the DFI. All they have to do is budget for what they want, using the current exchange rate. If they need to make the amendment, then they'll make the amendment. It's not that hard. Good Lord. Also, Conman Z said today, stunning confirmations of final bond meetings between now and Monday. What bonds is he talking about? Have you guys heard? Can anybody tell me what bonds he's talking about so we can look into it for reals? What type of bonds? What is the name of the bond? I think he said he had a picture of one. Find out what kind it is. So something's supposed to happen on a Monday, and you said, gee, I wonder what it'll say on Tuesday. Yeah, Well, it's already passed. So what did he say on Tuesday? Those damn NDAs. That is funny, man. Sam says, I had a dream that low exchange rates married into high exchange rates, and they had little exchange rates that were in the middle. Says, I had a dream June 21st and the number 2021. Maybe it's going up to 2021 and then $2 and $3. Also, a couple years ago, I heard something about when it reaches 2000, then something will happen. And Kim Clement said something about they will say why. Why now? Maybe is a rate exchange in a really bad time.
The dinar. Today I want to just share a few minutes on the dinar. The dinar really, except it's Iraqi. This is the dinar for those who want to know.
What if we were looking in the wrong place this entire time? What if we were looking for things to get better, but the dinar revalues whenever things seem to be at their worst?
What you're seeing in Israel could happen here one day.
When's it going to happen? When's the reevaluation going to take place? Please.
So this is one of the reasons that I'm hoping, I should say, that they do not delete the zeros. Look, if I'm an Iraqi official and I need to take care of my people in Iraq, the smart move would be to delete the zeros. But hopefully there is a way where everybody can benefit and they do not delete the zeros. When you hear Kim Clement saying that God is saying, I'm going to give prosperity to my people all over, feed the hungry, clothe the poor, help them out, because that's what you're supposed to do with your money. I've said many times in videos, if this thing happens the way we hope it does, just keep in mind that that money is not for you. I mean, don't get me wrong, take care of you and yours, but your job is to go out there and spread help to those who are going to need it. I think that nothing, and then something is all the content creators out there claiming that on this day or that day, and then it's nothing because they just lie. And then all of a sudden, when we least expect it, wham. My question to you, Pimpy, is what do you think would be the ideal exchange rate for the dinar? In your opinion, just curious. So you need something that's right in the middle. So if I'm being honest, a 1-to-1 exchange rate would be right in that sweet spot, enough to where they get more purchasing powers on their imports, but also still be competitive on the market with their exports. I would say a 1-to-1 exchange rate would be the perfect location. Shin State. I'm Pimpy's representatives. Allow me to answer. He thinks it will go up in increments if it does. But overall, he thinks it will be a lot where 25,000 will become 25, and then they will put through the exchange rate. Yeah, pretty much. But she's asking me what my ideal exchange rate would be. Definitely would be 1-to-1. But this is what I think is really going to happen. It's funny. That is so funny. I'm Pimpy's representative. Will the Vietnam Dong ever RV? Well, I can tell you this. They have been clearing up a lot of their corruption over there, and they are on a huge sweep. And it's in my opinion that the reason why it is where it is, as far as value is concerned, is because of these corrupt politicians. So if you get rid of them, there's a good chance that whoever's in office will allow the Vietnam Dong to go up in value. Pimpy, why are you always so negative all the time? What am I negative about? You guys don't say what. What part of my videos is negative? How about that? There you go, you guys. How about this? Because people think I'm negative. Go down into the comments and type out why you think I'm negative. I'm curious to see what you say. But I appreciate you chiming in. Oh, here she is. The Dinar Karen. You're clueless. Sorry. So for those of you wondering who I'm talking about, when I talk about the Dinar Karen, this is the person I'm talking about. You click her name, it'll take you to her website. You can listen to her bash me all the time. For those of you like me getting bashed, there's your opportunity. So you should think of hopium as a drug and people like this as your drug dealer. So when you finally come down after a high and you realize that the hopium is killing you, and then you come into Pimpy rehab and I'm the one that keeps you grounded, now you understand what's going on. Anyways, I do appreciate you guys chiming in as usual. Leave a comment down below and I will get back to you. I'm out.